Chuck Loaf 1200 Films podcast, all horror all the time. Recording the show in the middle of the night in my house, and it is eerily quiet. Not a creature is stirring, not even the cat. But let's go. Got some more films for 2023. Probably do one more episode after this, and then jump right into the big year in review episode, which should be out the end of this month or early January. But let's get going. Of course, the rating scale on the bottom: dumpster fire, garbage, and then can't quite recommend, and then okay if desperate, and then put it on the watch list, and then put it on top of said watch list. Let's see what we have. From 2023, The Creeping, 5.4 on IMDb. This is on a few people's top 10 lists already, and I don't know why. I've said this 100 times. There's movies made for movies. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. Movies made for people that don't watch movies. That's what this is. If you watch 2 movies a year and you watch The Creeping, you'll think it's good. But if you watch 60 films of horror that came out from that year and compare it to other films, you'll know it's not so good. This film uses every horror cliche ever. This woman has to go take care of an older woman, and there's things going on in the house from its crazy history. It uses all of them. The old person's back is to you, so you slowly reach for their shoulder to turn them around, and you see the hand, and like, really, hasn't that been done to death? Please. Can't quite recommend. Next. 2021, Take Back the Night. This got a 4.2 on IMDb. This was just a random find somewhere, probably on some free streaming service when I was really bored. This woman's on her way home from a party or something, and she has to go back down this dark alley, and she gets attacked by this entity, this staticky entity, and so she becomes obsessed with what just happened. So she starts digging and starts trying to find this thing, and then the thing starts looking for her. Could have used a budget, had no budget, so the entity looked pretty rough. Everything else was okay though, but gosh, it's just, this probably would have been better as a short film. It could have been condensed pretty well. That being said, I can't quite recommend. It's just, I got through it. I didn't hate it. I just, one of those. Yeah. 2023, When Evil Lurks, 7.0. 7.0 on IMDb. A lot of people have this at the top or near the top of their horror movies of the year list, so I was expecting a lot. Was not disappointed. This movie wastes no time getting into it and telling you what you're getting into. 10 minutes in, you know what's going on. I won't explain too much because it'll kind of give it away, but there's something called the Rotten. And believe me, you want nothing to do with the Rotten. You don't want to be near it. You don't want to be around it. If you have to, you have to get rid of it. It's this film. Wow. It's in subtitles, so you'll have to do some reading. I don't think there's any English dubbed voice version like Netflix always pushes out. But I don't think you really need it to keep your interest in this film. Jesus. Excellent special effects. usually foreign films, they kind of hack the special effect budget because, you know, they don't have, you know, Hollywood backing. So they have to make do. But this film, wow, impressive. Impressive. Definitely put it on the watch list. Maybe put it on top of the watch list. This is probably one of the top 5, likely top 5 of the year for me. So yeah, take a look, see what you think, and then get back to me. All right, next, 2023. Oh my God, this movie has the longest title: Hell House LLC Origins, The Carmichael Manor. That's got to be the longest title in a horror movie ever. Ever. I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's a pretty long title, but that's not as long as this one. Okay, this got a 6.2 on IMDb. This is obviously a prequel to the Hell House trilogy that they've put out so far. The first one was really good. Like top 10 of the year, really good. And then the 2, 3, this is kind of almost as good, kind of in between 1 and 2. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I was impressed. Usually a 4th film in a series is meh. Sometimes it's surprisingly decent. Halloween 4. Eh? But this one, yeah, you kind of learned where those creepy clown mannequins came from. And it's a very good little ghost story. Yes. This almost kind of played out like those horror video games. I don't play horror video games, but sometimes later at night, if I'm bored, I'll go on YouTube and watch people playing horror video games, and this is kind of what it reminded me of. But yes, excellent. Definitely give it a watch. Put it on the watch list. If you liked the other Hell House movies or just a fan of the first one, this one's worth a viewing, definitely. Next, from 2023, Night of the Hunted. This got a 5.3. This has been done several times, especially in the last several years, where you got a lone gunman hiding out especially with all these mass killings going on. You got a lone gunman somewhere just picking off people, and you got 1 or 2 or 3 or a small group of people trying to figure out what's going on, where he's at, how to get to him, how to bring him down. Yada, yada, yada. I remember Downrange. I thought was pretty good. But there's been a lot of them, and this is one of them. This couple is going somewhere, and they have to stop at a gas station, and pew, 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 pew. Yeah. Yeah. So, nothing super original. It's well made. It kept me entertained, so, okay if desperate. Next, 2023 Rebirth, 6.2 on IMDb. Interesting kind of twist on the Frankenstein story, I guess. It deals with kind of this crazy woman doctor revitalizing corpses, and of course they don't come back quite right, as you know, as Frankenstein-ish movies always seem to go. Kind of like Pet Semetary, you know, you dig them in the dirt, and they come back a little different. We'll get to Pet Semetary in a minute, but this one was well made, well acted. It kind of meandered in the last half hour, but still, it held up pretty well. It might make my top 10. Maybe it's at least an honorable mention. I haven't redone the list in a minute. I'll do it shortly here and before the end of the year. But pretty good little film. Put it on the watch list. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. 2023. Pet Semetary, Bloodlines. This got a 4.6. When I heard it was a prequel about the old man neighbor from the original from across the street that said dead is better. Sometimes dead is better. My question was, how long into this movie before they say that phrase? And it was about 45 seconds. They said it at the very beginning, and then they said it again at the very end. No surprise. It is what it was. A lot of characters I felt didn't really belong. There's some... it's always nice to see David Duchovny and Jackie Brown. but I don't know if they really belonged in this film. But they were there, so God bless them. Whatever. You'll get through it. It's okay if desperate. Just keep expectations low. The acting, overall, not so great. The main stars, not going to win any Oscars anytime soon. Okay, on to the main review of Influencer.
Change of plans. I made a new friend. Looks like I'll be staying here for a while longer. We're going to explore the country. I just realized I haven't been in front of a fire in like a decade. You probably brought me all this way to kill me in the middle of the ocean. No one can hear you scream.
The Influencer from 2023. This got a 6.1. When I looked at the poster and saw what it was about, I thought, I'm going to hate this film. Hate. With a capital H, hate. It's like, oh, a social media influencer. And, oh, I'm going to hate every person in this film. This film surprises you. It surprised me and kept me glued. This woman befriends this other woman. Of course, the woman being befriended is a kind of a low-grade social media influencer. She does some stuff with fashion, but she's not like a big shot. But this woman, kind of just this other woman with this interesting little birthmark on her face, just comes out of nowhere and befriends her. And I guess they're on a holiday in some fancy place in the Caribbean or something. And yeah. So he befriends she befriends this woman, and I'm like, where is this movie going? Where is it taking me? And it takes you in some directions you wouldn't expect it to go. Yeah, wow. It surprises you. It takes you around. Did not expect. I wouldn't say it's, well, yeah, it's pretty original. I guess if you look at the main synopsis of what happens in this film, it hasn't been done much that I can think of or remember in my vast horror library of knowledge. But yeah, interesting. Definitely worth a view. I believe it's on Shudder. And of course, if you want a free month of Shudder, just use the promo code HMP. That's not for my benefit, but I've been using it because you can reuse these promo codes. Just get your free month, cancel it, then sign up for another free month and use that promo code again. And guess what? You get another free month. They haven't figured this out. So I keep getting free months. Not doing anything illegal. I'm not downloading it off the internet. Just watching on my free trial. Whatever. But yes, put this on top of your watch list. This is definitely going on the top 10 of the year. Where exactly, I haven't figured that out. I still got more films to watch. As I will discuss in the next episode, which we will cover The Pale Blue Eye, Christian Bale. One called The Conference, one called The Offering, one called The Last Exit, which was originally called Little Bone Lodge, which I thought was a fun little title. Then they changed it to The Last Exit. Like, that's a very forgettable title. Then one called Viking Wolf, one called Vesper, Saw X, and Talk to Me. Very excited to see Saw X and Talk to Me. The other ones I could probably live without, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get another influencer type surprise. Probably not. But until the next one, see ya.